you know there are 10 questions capable of triggering desire, confusion, and even obsession in a woman's mind? They are not compliments. They are not cheap flattery, and they are certainly not pickup lines stolen from the internet. They are weapons, questions with intention, designed to pierce her emotional armor and plant a seed she will not be able to remove from her mind. Because while most men talk about themselves, you will make her reveal everything. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. Power does not lie in what you express, but in what you make the other person reveal. And a woman connects emotionally with the man who makes her speak, not the one who tries to impress her. These 10 questions seem harmless, but they contain something deeper. They awaken desire, mystery, contradiction, everything her subconscious needs to start idealizing you. This video is not for those looking for cheap tricks. It is for strategists, for men who understand that real seduction is not about what you say, but about what she feels when she is with you. And feeling is the battlefield where logic becomes irrelevant and desire takes control. So listen closely, because if you use these questions with the right tone, at the right moment, and with silence as your ally, you will be able to provoke what thousands of men try and fail to do every day. This knowledge does not come from modern dating advice or pre-packaged lines. It comes from the psychology of power, from the invisible game between influence, desire, and emotional manipulation. If you are interested in this kind of content, if you want to understand the female mind from a deeper, more strategic, and realistic perspective, then like and subscribe now. Because what you are about to learn, no average channel will ever teach you. These are the 10 questions that drive a woman crazy, according to Machiavellian logic, and they may make her choose you, even if she has better options. Let us begin. Most men fail at seduction because they do not know what to ask. They ask boring, predictable, safe questions, and safety never creates desire. But you are not here to be an average man. You are here to become the emotional trigger she never saw coming. And to do that, you need questions she will never forget. So listen carefully. From this moment, I will reveal the 10 questions that can drive a woman wild, if used with Machiavellian precision. And we begin now. No fluff. Question number 1. What kind of man is hard for you to forget, even if he was not good for you? This is not just a question. It is a direct incursion into her emotional subconscious. Because you are not asking about her ideal type. You are asking her to connect with her deepest addiction, the profile of the man who left a mark on her, not for his kindness, but for the emotional chaos he left behind. Think about it. Almost every woman has had a man who was not good for her, but whom she still remembers. A man who made her feel alive, desired, confused. A storm of emotions that, though destructive, awakened parts of her that no good guy could ever reach. When you ask her this question, you are forcing her to reconnect with that memory. You are bringing her dark side to the surface, her contradiction, her desire for the forbidden. And most importantly, you are the one doing it, with a calm voice, a gaze that does not judge, and an intention that feels mature, not needy. Do you know what happens then? As she responds, she not only relives the man she could never forget, she begins to project that same emotional intensity onto you. Because you were the one who opened that door. You were the one who dared to touch a topic most men avoid. You made her speak, not about what she expects, but about what still hurts, and what she still desires, even if she cannot admit it. These kinds of questions are not answered with logic. They are answered with memories, with the body, with emotion. And when a woman speaks from that place, she is marked by the experience. She associates you with intensity, with emotional significance. That is power. That is influence. But there are rules, and you must respect them if you do not want to ruin it. Do not laugh or judge her if she mentions a fool. Even if she says he was toxic, do not correct her, just listen. Affirm gently with phrases like, "That says a lot about you. I like what you are revealing." That gives her permission to keep opening up. Do not interrupt. Even if she goes silent, let her think. Silence intensifies the emotion. Do not tell your own story. This is not the time to compete with your own anecdote. Let her expand emotionally. Just observe. Smile calmly. Keep your energy composed. Let her associate your presence with depth, not neediness. Now, when should you use this question? Not in the first 3 minutes of conversation. But you also do not need to know her for a month. Use it when there is already some comfort between you, a pressure-free interaction, a slow walk, a dimly lit couch, a soft conversation. Do not ask it over text. It loses its impact. Because this is not about information, it is about sensation. And when you ask it, look at her calmly, firmly, and then go quiet. When she finishes speaking, do not offer advice. Just say something like, "I think I understand you much more now," and smile. With that, you have just entered an emotional level very few men ever reach. And now that she associates you with that kind of emotional depth, she will no longer see you like the others. Now we move to question number 2. A question that does not just reveal desire, it reveals danger. What is the most dangerous thing someone has ever awakened in you? This question is a silent bomb, an emotional bomb, a key that opens not only her story, but her deepest drive. When you ask this, you are not looking to dig into her past. You are planting the idea that you too might be dangerous, but in a way that is emotionally irresistible. And that is exactly what sparks desire. Not the man who begs, not the man who plays games, but the man who is subtly dangerous, because he knows how to touch emotional nerves that others cannot reach. When you ask, what is the most dangerous thing someone has ever awakened in you? Her mind freezes, because no one has ever asked her that. No one has dared. And that changes your energy completely. You are no longer just another man. Now you are the trigger, the detonator of dark, intense, emotionally charged memories. She will pause, she will breathe deeply, and she will probably say something like, I'm not sure if I should tell you this. And right there, you do not pressure her. You simply hold her gaze with a soft smile and say, "It is okay. Sometimes danger is beautiful too." With that, you invite her to explore her shadow with you. And when a woman feels she can show her dark side and be accepted without judgment, it creates a kind of emotional intimacy that is nearly addictive. Why? Because most men only want to see her pretty side, her light, her sweetness. But you are stepping into her wild, untamed territory, and you are telling her, without saying it, that you can handle it. That creates a sensation of emotional safety mixed with excitement. And that combination, safety plus risk, is what truly drives a woman wild. Let us break down why this question is so powerful. It pulls her out of her comfort zone. It forces her to reflect on something she has not rehearsed, and that makes her vulnerable, authentic. She connects with you through risk. And in attachment psychology, connections that are born in emotionally risky moments tend to be more intense and memorable. She begins to project onto you the role of the one who awakens emotions. Even if she does not say it, by answering you, she is giving you the image of the kind of energy that shakes her soul. And you are right there in front of her, activating that sensation. Now, here is a Machiavellian tip. After her answer, if you say something like, "Interesting, I get the feeling you are hiding something even more dangerous." You are doing 3 things at once. You subtly challenge her, you make her laugh out of discomfort, you generate curiosity about yourself, because now she starts to wonder, what could I awaken in this man? Does he also have something dark, something wild, something he is not showing me? That silent game, that unspoken tension, is what hooks her. And lastly, do not use this question just anywhere. Wait until there is a vibe of complicity, a moment of trust, where she feels that you are not playing, but exploring. This could be during a deep conversation, after an intense experience, watching a meaningful film, sharing a personal story, or even a long, comfortable silence. And if, after asking this question, you smoothly change the subject, she will keep thinking about it. She will mentally replay it, and without knowing why, she will keep associating you with the emotion you awakened in her. That is when you become unforgettable. Now we move to question number 3. A question that not only disarms her mind, but reveals what she tries to hide when she starts feeling something for you. What signals does your body give when someone starts to attract you, but you do not want it to show? This question is not just clever, it is strategically brilliant. Why? Because it gives you access to a realm most men never dare to enter, non-verbal language. When desire is still in the denial phase, you are entering her subconscious, but not as an observer, as an elegant provocateur. Because by asking her this, you are saying, without saying it, I want to know how your body behaves when you lie about your attraction. That exposes her, but it does not make her feel attacked. It makes her feel watched, and for many women, that is intensely attractive. When it comes from a man who radiates control and mystery. When she hears this question, she will most likely react with a nervous smile. Maybe she will lower her gaze, cross her legs, or touch her hair. And without realizing it, she will already be giving you the answers she will not say out loud. But you will not react like an excited boy. You will look at her calmly with a subtle smile, as if you already know that this discomfort means you are on the right path. Because this question triggers self-awareness in her, it forces her to observe herself, and that makes her body become more present, more alert, more responsive every time she speaks to you, even if she tries to hide it. Do you see the trick? The question is not about you, but the answer ties you directly to her way of expressing desire. It is a subtle game, and you are the one holding the reins. Now you may be asking, why does this question work so well? Let me explain. It activates her emotional brain. Talking about body language means speaking from the body, not from logic. It connects her to you on a sensory level. It forces her to show covert vulnerability. Because even if she does not say, I like you, if she answers you honestly, she is confessing how you can tell if one day she does, or if she already does, and is hiding it. It positions you as a reader of emotions, not as one of those men who wait around for obvious signals, but as someone who can decode her hidden language. And here comes the Machiavellian twist. When she responds with something like, well, sometimes I smile more than usual or get nervous, you say, interesting, you just did that now, and look at her with a pause and steady gaze. That disarms her because it creates a moment of micro-tension charged with silent eroticism, an emotional vibration that does not need to be sexual to be intense. The key here is, do not overdo it. Do not laugh. Do not flirt like a teenager. Just observe and make her feel subtly exposed in a way she actually enjoys. This kind of interaction is unforgettable because it makes her feel desired without it being said, read without being invaded. And neurologically, this activates dopamine, curiosity, attraction. And most of all, the idea that you notice more than you reveal. A tip: use this question in a moment of calm intimacy, not when there is noise or distraction. Ask it when the atmosphere allows for pauses, eye contact, observation. Then let her process it, because if she senses that you can read her micro signals, her body will no longer be able to lie to you the next time she sees you. Now we move to question number 4, a question that awakens her instinct to protect and her need for deep emotional connection. What is your most secret weakness, the one only someone truly special could discover? This question is not curiosity, it is an intimate invitation, a sophisticated way of saying, I want to enter your emotional world without invading it. What makes this question powerful is that it blends two forces, vulnerability and exclusivity. You are not asking about just any flaw, you are asking her for a confession, but not just any confession, one she would only reveal to someone who makes her feel truly special. And if she gives it to you, she is already validating you as that someone. Often, a woman will not respond with a direct answer. She will say something like, I am not sure I should say this. And that's where the magic happens. Because her hesitation is not rejection, it is tension, it is a test, it is a game. You can respond with, you do not have to say it, but now I am already imagining it. That sparks her imagination. You give her power, but you maintain control of the effect. She sees you as someone who does not force connection, but inspires sincerity without demanding it. And in the psychology of desire, that is one of the most powerful keys to enter her mind. If she answers, analyze her response, because it reveals where you can enter, how to speak to her, what kind of energy disarms her. Now we move to question number 5, a question that reveals what truly captivates her when she starts to lose control without realizing it. What does a man do that makes you feel in danger, yet you still want him more? This question awakens desire from the core of inner conflict. It aims straight at the intersection between the instinct for safety and the craving for the forbidden. You are making her think about what gives her emotional adrenaline, not what is good for her, but what dominates her. When a woman starts talking about that kind of man, she is tapping into her emotional chaos zone. And if you can identify that archetype, you can subtly embody it without copying toxic behaviors. For example, if she says, "I am attracted to men who do not need me but still choose me," you just struck gold. She is telling you that selective detachment turns on her desire. And if you already project that energy, she will begin to associate you with that emotional figure. Important, this question is not about making her feel unsafe. It is about discovering her emotional limit and moving just at the edge. That is the Machiavellian essence: seduction through the mind, generating tension, being emotionally present without giving away your soul too soon. And if you do it right, she will not know whether to feel protected or in danger. And that is why she will remember you for a very long time. Question number 6 is designed to break her logic and lead her to imagine scenarios with you without even realizing it. What is the craziest thing you would do if no one ever knew it was you? This question is not looking for a funny story. It is crafted to activate her hidden mind, the part of her that thinks, fantasizes, desires, but never says it aloud. When you ask her this, you are not asking for a confession. You are giving her permission to break her own rules, even if only for a moment. And that, psychologically, creates a feeling of emotional liberation linked to you, because you were the one who opened that door, and that door is not easily forgotten. Often the woman will laugh and say, "I don't know if I should say it." Perfect. That is the goal, to make her think it, to make her imagine it, and to make you the one associated with that wild thought. You do not need the full answer. What matters is that you provoked her to imagine it. And if you want to take it one step further, you can say, "You do not have to say it, just thinking it, we already share it." With that, you establish an invisible connection, a silent pact. From that point forward, everything that happens between you feels like a mental game, charged with tension, complicity, and desire, because the forbidden, when suggested with elegance, holds incomparable power. Now we move to question number 7. A question that not only reveals her emotional past, but shows you how she reacts when she begins to fall in love. How do you behave when you start falling for someone, but you do not want to admit it? This question is deceptively simple and dangerously effective. It touches the exact spot where many women begin to lose control, that moment when they feel they are falling, but they are fighting against it. The fascinating part is, you are not asking if she has fallen in love. You are asking how she hides it, how she represses it, how she denies it, even when she is burning inside. And why is that so powerful? Because as she answers, she is reconstructing in her mind all the times it has happened. And if you have already sparked even a trace of attraction, her brain will start whispering, "I am starting to do that with you." You are forcing her to self-analyze herself, using you as the trigger. And if she says something like, "I pull away or act cold so it doesn't show," you can reply with a soft smile. "So now I know. If you pull away, it means I am starting to affect you." At that moment, you strike her mind, her emotion, and her logic all at once. She may deny it, she may laugh it off, but she cannot unhear it. This question leaves a trace, a tiny doubt that can grow into an emotional obsession. Now, question number 8. A question not about her, but about the men who left the deepest marks. And if you understand her answer, you can become one of them. What left the biggest mark on you from a man, even if he is no longer in your life? This question is a camouflaged emotional bomb. You are not talking about the present, not even the future. You are diving into her deepest emotional archive, the gallery of unforgettable men. Pay attention. You are not asking who it was, but what he did. What gesture, attitude, or moment was etched into her emotional memory? That gives you something far more valuable than a name, a pattern, a map of what leaves a mark on her. If she says, "He made me feel like I was the only one, even though we barely spoke," you just found gold. She is telling you she values silent intensity, non-invasive presence, a gaze that captures without words. If you already project that energy, you are planting the seed of that memory, but with your face on it. And here, the Machiavellian strategy is clear. You are making her reconstruct a powerful memory in your presence. And the brain cannot distinguish between remembering and reliving. So you become the new frame of that old emotion. And by association, you begin to etch yourself into her subconscious. This question also reveals what kind of emotional energy leaves a lasting impact on her. And if you understand that, you can design your behavior with surgical precision. Because seduction is not always about impressing. Sometimes it is about knowing how to recreate an impact with a different presence, yours. Now we move to question number 9, a question that seems harmless, but can ignite an emotional fantasy so strong that it makes you her favorite thought without her realizing it. Has it ever happened that someone attracts you and you do not understand why? This is a trap question, one of the most potent if used well. Why? Because it forces her to admit something that escapes logic. Irrational attraction. You are asking if she has ever felt desire, curiosity, attachment, even obsession, without a clear reason. And the trick is, that confession includes you, even if she does not say it aloud. As she begins to think of her answer, you simply watch her, without rushing, as if you already know what she is going to say. If she says, "Yes, it has happened to me, and it really confused me," you can reply, "Sometimes the inexplicable is the most real." And then, stay silent. That silence echoes, it lingers, and she begins to wonder, is this happening to me, with him? This kind of question causes an emotional short circuit. Why? Because it activates something in psychology called cognitive dissonance, when what I feel does not align with what I believe. And what do we humans do with that? We rationalize it. We try to explain the feeling. And in doing so, we intensify it. That is how the mind works. You are not saying, "You're attracted to me." You are saying, "Have you ever felt this for someone like me?" And "someone like me" is never spoken directly, it is suggested. And what is suggested stays in the mind far longer than what is explicit. Now, the final question. Question number 10, the most strategic of all. A question that plants a thought she will not be able to remove, because it leads her to imagine you as if you were already part of her life. If someone could understand you without you having to explain anything, what place would they have in your life? This is not just a question, it is a silent insinuation, a seed dropped straight into her emotional mind. You are not asking her to give you a place, you are asking her to imagine what place she would give to someone like you without saying it directly. You are appealing to her deepest human need, to be understood without judgment, to be seen without speaking, to be accepted without having to explain. And if a woman feels that you can do that, you are no longer just a man, you become an emotional refuge. This type of question triggers a mental image. She pictures herself with you. No masks, no defenses, just being, and being accepted. And the most powerful part? You never asked her to imagine it, you just made it appear. If she replies, that kind of person is very hard to find. You can say, maybe not as hard as you think. Then pause, leave it there, short, with intent. Because sometimes, silence is the strategist's signature. With this question, you are not looking for a logical answer. You are aiming for a feeling, a thought that stays with her, that resurfaces, when she wakes up, when she is alone, or when she remembers that one conversation with you. If even one of these 10 questions made you think, just imagine what they would do if used at the perfect moment, with the right look and the right tone. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 10 questions was your favorite? Which one do you plan to use first? Tap like if you want more content like this. Subscribe so you never miss our next videos on psychology, seduction, and emotional strategy. And remember, words can be weapons, but in the hands of the right strategist, they become doors. See you in the next one.